Hi, I'm Erica, and this is Go Go Gospels. Welcome back. I am going to read some Bible passages that are related to my previous short that I posted earlier about the aftermath of the flood of Noah's Ark. I'm going to jump ahead past the building of the altar where Noah made sacrificial offerings. Sucks for those animals. Like, get off the ark and now get into the, yeah. And then we're going to jump to the covenant that God makes with Noah, which is, how do you say? There's a clause. Okay. Chapter 9, verse 8. And God spake unto Noah and to his sons with him, saying, And I, behold, I establish my covenant with you, and with your seed after you, and with every living creature that is with you, of the fowl, of the cattle, and of every beast of the earth with you, from all that go out of the ark to every beast on earth. Okay, now this is verse 11. And I will establish my covenant with you. Neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by the waters of a flood, neither shall there any more be a flood to destroy the earth. And I don't think I remember that from Catholic school. I may have just over the years thought the covenant was, I'm not going to wipe out humanity again. But it was under the specification that it was flood related. I see you, God. Okay. Then we have the rainbow, which is the token of the covenant. So all that happens. Okay, now we're going to jump to, we're still in chapter 9 of Genesis, and now we're going to verse 20, titled Noah's Drunkenness. And Noah began to be an husbandman, and he planted a vineyard. Because when all vegetation has been destroyed and you must restart civilization, what's the first thing that comes to mind that you're going to grow for a crop? A vineyard. Grapes. And he drank of the wine and was drunken, and he was uncovered within his tent. So within these two verses, time progresses very quickly. He planted the vineyard, then he got drunk off the wine, and then he was in his tent without clothes on. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father, and told his two brethren without. And Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it upon both their shoulders, and went backward and covered the nakedness of their father. And their faces were backward, and they saw not their father's nakedness. And Noah awoke from his wine. Sounds like he was pretty plastered, but we'll get there. And knew what his younger son had done unto him. They don't explain that in detail. I don't know how he is aware what happened when, maybe he was coming around from his drunken stupor. And so then, verse 25, and he said, Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall be unto his brethren. So he's cursing Ham because he knows what he did. And he said, Blessed be the Lord God of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. God shall enlarge Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. And Noah lived after the flood, 350 years, and all the days of Noah were 950 years, and he died. So, what I wanted to just touch on was, I don't know how many of you were aware of this part of the story or the ending, but I wasn't. I just thought that was very convenient that they chose to, just not tell us the rest of the story after the rainbow, which is a nice ending, nicer. It's also very interesting that he chooses to invest his time in growing grapes. I'm assuming he knew that the product was going to be something he could perhaps get numb to, escape with, a substance, alcohol. Maybe he was experiencing some PTSD. I know I would. And then the whole situation with his son, that he curses him because apparently he came into the tent and saw his dad unclothed, and that was the son's fault. And he went and told his brothers, assuming in a mocking fashion. The two brothers came in and took care of their dad in a respectful manner. And did the punishment fit the crime? I don't know. But the way they made it seem was that it was pretty terrible what Ham did. And apparently unforgivable. Cursing him and saying that he will be subservient or servant to his two brothers. So that is what I wanted to discuss in this episode. If you have any input you want to add, maybe you are already aware of this part of the ending of the story. Maybe you weren't. Does it shock you? It shocked me. But it also makes, again, this character relatable to us average humans. Noah seems like a very majestic, goes above and beyond human, type person. But at the end of the day, after all the flooding and destruction, he has some issues. Oh, also, I'm curious to know if you think Ham deserved the punishment and the cursing that he got from Dad. All right, well, thank you for watching this episode and visiting my channel, and I hope to see you again soon. Be well.